Hello, welcome back to a new video, or welcome if you are new. It is a beautiful day outside in LA today. It did not start out like this. I woke up and it was super cloudy and low-key kind of cold, misty, gloomy. I thought it was gonna be a gross day. I even checked the weather and it said it was supposed to be not a nice day at all, but turns out it's beautiful. It says it's 75, it's sunny, a little bit overcast, but you know, that's LA for ya. We're gonna have a good week. It's a Monday. I had an endocrinologist appointment this morning. I need to talk about my experience when I get home because it was extremely frustrating, but I'm really happy because my A1C is 5.9. Patting myself on the back for that one. Feeling very proud of myself. Feeling very, I don't know, every time I get that like numerical number that shows my health, I'm like, okay, I feel healthy, I feel good, because I get in this rut of feeling like, dang girl, like, let's not forget it. You are chronically ill at the end of the day, and like, you are putting trauma on your body and your organs every single day. But then I'm like, well, wait, yeah, I have that diagnosis, of course, but like, I put in an extreme amount of work and effort, and I'm extremely lucky to have the resources to maintain my health. I'm able to be just as healthy as everyone else, even though it's a million times harder for me. But it's nice to have that number. Whenever I get my A1C, I'm like, okay, you are a healthy girl, I promise. Like, everything is fine. I'm overheating in the car currently because I turned my AC off for you guys. I'm gonna run into both CVS and Whole Foods because I need to pick up at Whole Foods a few things that I didn't get or couldn't get at Trader Joe's, and then at CVS I need to pick up a prescription and then also some random things like lotion, body wash, you know the vibe. I'll give you guys a haul when I'm done. Let's go ahead in there.
Hope we don't fail to see the beauty of being free. Don't forget what you love the most. I just wanna keep you close.
Back home, here we have it. Let's do our little, very mini haul, actually. I did not get one thing I wasn't supposed to get. Very proud of myself. Firstly, a prescription of mine, just tretinoin, which I don't know why this got refilled so much. More of my all-time favorite lotion, years. I've used this for years. This is the best lotion. It's so moisturizing. I always get told I have the softest skin. I always get told that I have really shiny skin. I always get told that my skin feels like a baby. This is what it's responsible for. It doesn't like have a scent though, you know? It's just like the lotion that smells good. Also got some body wash. I wanted one, well, I love this one. I think this smells so good. I always feel so clean after using this one, but I wanted one that would last me a long time because I've just been getting ones that have like fun scents and whatever, and they just go so fast. It's like a good price. So love Dove. That rhymed. More of my cream. I always just get this one. There's like another organic brand that's like $1 cheaper, but this one has a screw cap and that's really important to me. More of my favorite sugar-free chocolate chip. These are so good. And lastly, which I think I'm gonna have for lunch, is I got the mozzarella that I forgot to get at Trader Joe's. I think I'm gonna make a little caprese salad. And that's all I got. Can you believe it? I'm doing so good with my being a conscious consumer lately. I'm so happy. I'm gonna make myself some lunch and put this stuff away, and then we gotta get on with kind of a busy next 2 work days. I'm gonna just prep for those, set myself up for success, and hopefully I can do my Instagram Q&A that I put on my story literally like 4 days ago. I went to go do it last night and for some reason Instagram was glitching, and when I would go to click on your replies, it just would like freeze. And I actually saw another creator post about that too, so I know it wasn't just me. Here we have it. I'm also doing some editing on a reel for an upcoming brand deal, so a little bit of multitasking, if you will. I actually don't love this about myself and my routine, but I do often use meal times as a productive work time, which I wish I didn't do because it's not like I'm short on time to get things I need to do done, you know? Definitely am lucky enough to have the time to take my meal times to just relax and enjoy them, but I do typically do some work, especially like during lunchtime, just because it's like obviously right smack in the middle of the day, and a lot of times brands need stuff by the end of the day, and sometimes, since I'm on Pacific time, sometimes that means end of day Eastern time, and so that's 2 p.m. my time. So by the time I'm eating lunch, like it's literally 2 p.m. right now. Sometimes I need to get things done and over with. So something I'd love to change about myself, but something that is honestly really productive. I usually get a lot of work done while I'm sitting here eating. That is what I'm gonna do today. That strawberry whipped cream I got, you guys, truthfully, life-changing. Let's do an endocrinology appointment update. I left there feeling abnormally frustrated. I feel so lucky because I've had incredible experiences with 2 different endocrinologists that were selected at random. My very first endocrinologist I ended up loving, which is so hard to come by. I feel like so many people struggle to find a good endocrinologist right after being diagnosed. 1, because you don't really know what you're looking for, but then 2, just because usually you're kind of just deciding quickly. I lucked out. When I was in the hospital, they found the doctor and she was super booked up, ended up having an appointment like the next week or something, and that was when I lived in Florida. So then when I moved to LA, well, actually that endocrinologist was in West Palm, and I lived in Tampa for a year after West Palm, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know. And even when I lived in Tampa, I was still driving 3 hours each way every 3 months to go to the endocrinologist because I liked her so much and I trusted her so much. And then even after I moved to LA for a while, I was flying back to Florida every 3 months for an endocrinologist appointment because I just trusted her so much. I finally got an endocrinologist in LA last year or something. I really liked her. I lucked out again. I think I just chose again at random, just like I chose someone who took my insurance and was relatively close to where I lived at the time. She's been great. So I don't know what was going on today, but the thing about endocrinologists is a lot of them can be very discouraging. I mean, I can't speak for other reasons someone goes to endocrinologist, but at least with type 1 diabetes, like endocrinologists, if you have the wrong one, they can really make or break, 1, your management and your knowledge, but also like your self-esteem. I don't know, they just like hold a lot of power because they are such a resource for you in so many different ways. So if you have one that's a little more negative or has like a yucky mindset about type 1 diabetes, it can really ruin a lot of things for you. I've never had that experience with this specific doctor, so that's why I'm saying I think maybe she was just having a bad day. But when I was in the hospital getting diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, I remember one of the nurses said to me, "You will know your diabetes better than anyone else, including doctors, especially when you're in hospital settings or doctor settings. You need to advocate for yourself because doctors are always going to do things by the book, and type 1 diabetes is not a by the book disease. This whole disease is made up of having to advocate for yourself, but I've never had to advocate for myself as much as I did today at my doctor's appointment. Basically, 2 things have been happening. I have been spiking. When I say spiking, that means like my blood sugar is raising above 150. That's what I consider a spike. My blood sugar has been spiking 30 minutes to an hour after my workout, and this is like kind of a new thing. Here and there, I made some adjustments to like my pump settings, and I didn't know if it was like my basal rate, which is the background insulin that's going 24/7. I didn't know if maybe that wasn't high enough during the morning time. I think we might have decreased it like 3 months ago, and this is like a new problem like as of about that long ago. So I was thinking like maybe I need to increase my basal settings like during that portion of the morning, especially because my workout routine is so consistent that like I can program those things into my pump where it's like from 9 to 11 during my workout, and shortly after my pump's giving me like a specific amount of insulin, assuming I'm working out right then. So I was explaining like that I've been going high after my workout, blah, blah, blah. Then I was also explaining like I'm pretty sure my Lexapro makes me spike when I take it, and I take it at night. Actually, like pretty positive. Like I'm like 99% sure that it's my Lexapro, is because my blood sugar will be fine, and then I will take my Lexapro, and like 15 minutes after, I always have that spike every single night. Always after I take my Lexapro. I don't always take my Lexapro right at the exact time, around the same time, but like for example, if I go out, like if I'm going to bars and stuff, I come home and it's like midnight, 1 a.m., whatever, I'll take my Lexapro and I still have that spike, and that's hours later than when I normally take it. So I know that it's my medicine that I'm taking. So I was trying to explain that to them, and they like weren't listening to me. Like they were saying like, because I also like I'll often go low after dinner because that's usually my carbiest meal, so I think I'm overestimating my carbs type of thing. Or like anytime you're dealing with like heavier carb meals, it just gets it's a whole new thing. Dinner is my carbiest meal, so I'm probably, you know, like messing up the insulin or whatever. Like a lot of times I'll go low after dinner. So they were saying like, oh, you're only going high at night because you're going low after dinner, and so your body's like trying to make up for the low blood sugar. And I'm just like, right, that would be the textbook answer. I explained to you my unique situation, and like obviously I wasn't like voicing that I was upset, but I was just advocating, like explaining over and over again like, no, I totally hear what you're saying, But it was like I felt like they were getting annoyed with me that I was like, right, but I don't think it's that, I think it's this. Because it's like, I do know, you know, I almost like, the thing is, sometimes I'm like, I don't even know why I bring it up, because I know how to change my pump settings myself, and I probably know what I need because I live it every day. But sometimes I just like the go ahead from my doctor, or like, I hope I'm gonna get helpful advice, but I feel like I always end up going to my endocrinologist and they like make changes to my pump that I didn't even want, and then I end up changing them back. Like, I just felt really frustrated today when I left. Like, I don't know, I don't know if she was like in a rush or something, because I did notice like she kind of like ran out the door, and then she literally was in front of me in the hallway when I was leaving. So she like left, literally like from my room, like left the office, and she was on the phone with someone. She was being like, okay, I'll be there soon. I don't know if she's like having an emergency and had to like scoot out, or I don't know. This was not usual for her. Usually she's great, so maybe she's just having a bad day, or I don't know. Maybe I was being an annoying patient. My A1C is 5.9, so that felt good, having another good A1C. That's 6 months straight of having an A1C under 6, which is hard to come by. So I'm happy with that. I actually didn't expect that I would have time today to do anything else. I don't know why. I guess I like overestimated how long everything was going to take me. I'm going to at least start packaging up your Depop orders, because I did sell a few things, actually a decent amount of things on Depop last week. That has been part of my week, honestly, almost every week for like a couple months now. I've been doing a lot of selling on Depop. I always will fit in Depop selling like where it makes sense. I'll like loosely schedule it into my week, but for the most part, I just like to do it where it makes sense, just because it's like such a low pressure thing. Like, it's not like there's no brand waiting on me, or there's no like time frame I need to post or anything like that. Like, obviously I want to get the orders out in a timely fashion, but I feel like I always do. It's just a matter of like ordering things by importance, and usually like Depop orders will get pushed back just because I can also do those like on the weekend and things like that. But I have time today, so why not? I could just sit and read, but honestly, I want to be productive. I'll feel better if I'm productive. So I'll do this, and then I'll probably even still have time to read today. So let's do some Depop orders. Into my closet of mysteries. This is like the Mary Poppins of closets. You can find anything you want in there. I'm gonna watch some YouTube while I do this, so cue the montage. Guys, it's the next day. I am sitting at my desk right now because I'm going to do a little bit of editing for a brand. I filmed a video for a brand a couple weeks ago, and then they came back with edits they want me to make. Well, actually, they came back with edits they want me to make, and then I sent those in, and then they came back with more edits they want me to make. So now I'm gonna sit here to make those edits and then send them in, because they want them by end of day today. I have a call in an hour and a half for something very, very exciting. It's been probably about a year, I think, since the process started, give or take. I have a call for that today. And then I thought, I've had it in my calendar that I had an appointment with my psychiatrist today, but that's actually tomorrow, which is kind of annoying because I have plans tomorrow. And I thought I was like so smart having this whole day just be like computer work and emails and appointments like online and stuff, but I guess I have something tomorrow too, but that's fine. I'm going to sit here and do this, make some lunch quickly, and then prepare for my call. I actually, for the very first time, I think, called for a meeting. Like, I was the one who was like, can we all, usually I'm very like, I'll just stick to emails, texting, whatever, unless someone else that I'm working with wants to do a video call or like a group call or whatever, because I'm just like, it's just awkward. It's honestly awkward. I don't love video calls, but they can be very productive, but a lot of times they're just unnecessary. But I was actually the one that called this meeting, and I felt so like big girl. It was the first time where I was sort of like stepping up and being like, let's chat, everybody. I have some things I want to ask you. Put on my big girl pants for that one. I also am so frustrated because I talked about yesterday, you guys know how my endocrinologist was like giving me suggestions that I just like didn't think was actually gonna work. This morning, I was like, you know what? Let me just make sure that I'm right and that they're wrong. And so I tried their strategy this morning, and it has been a shit show, for lack of better words. I've been high like all morning, which never happens. And I'm just like, this is why I need to advocate for myself and listen to myself, because I know better than doctors in this scenario. So that's super frustrating, but I kind of knew that was gonna happen. We just need to try it so I can like reassure myself, and I reassured myself, that's for sure. Hopefully it comes down before I eat lunch, because I hate eating when I'm already high, because then it's just, I feel like I'm setting myself up for failure. Time to edit. Morning drink lineup. I'm happy to be partnering with 6 grams of prebiotic fiber. Let's make my morning drink lineup. First, let's thing like starting your morning. Sent those edits over, and you guys, I'm like kicking myself in the butt right now because I simply waited until the last minute to get flights I need to get. I'm going home next weekend to see my nieces for both of their birthdays. Their birthdays, like one of them is today, and she turned 13, you guys. Ever since last year, because I was 12 when my first niece was born. So when she turned 12, it was so weird to me because like that's the age I was when she was born, and I remember that so clearly, and now she's that age. Like that's just so crazy to me. But I need to show you guys what I sent her because she loves Kit Connor. I just scribbled out her name for privacy reasons, but look what I made her. I had ChatGPT make it for me. But anyway, as I was saying, so mad at myself because I waited last minute to get these flights to go home to see my nieces for their birthdays, and now the flights are so expensive. So I'm like, do I wait even longer? But it's Tuesday afternoon, and usually they're cheapest. But the cheapest flight is, it's an overnight flight. Like, I'm not doing that. Four minutes until my call now, so I'm gonna make a quick list of things I want to ask about. I made a hot cup of coffee. It's actually really chilly outside today, which it's supposed to be tanning weather. Unfortunately, it's not. Also, all I can think about, you guys, is finishing my book. We have to talk about books later too. I'm about to finish my book. I have like maybe 30 pages left, and I'm at a part I can't believe I stopped at because it is getting juicy.
Hi, Soph.
Hello.
Hey.
Maybe you guys go ahead and go first in case you answer my questions anyway.
Did everyone see that?
Yes. I think I'm also being thrown off by the plastic appearance. It looks very plastic, you know? And I think we said no, but it could be metal, because then the red stamp would really stick out. I don't know what the options are for metal.
Yeah, I've got a couple metal ones I can show actually, just to
Sure, yeah.
I like the one on the top. I think it's a bit more, you know, has a bit more like harder lines.
I like, it's very sleek. Actually, I quite like that one a lot. That's really nice. And it's a similar shape to what I was looking for, like we talked about. That's important to me. I'd rather shift to a different couch.
I'm gonna go drop off your Depop orders now.
Take my psychiatry appointment from the pool. I won't have good mental health if I'm not tan. My psychiatrist should know that. I didn't do too much for work today. I kind of took it off for the most part, although I have been doing a lot of brainstorming because the TikTok algorithm just changed. With that changes the type of content that I as a creator need to post. And so I've just been doing a lot of research because this change has been pretty significant. Sometimes the changes aren't really even noticeable. They don't really make much of a difference to like the type of content that will get engagement on the app. This one was pretty much like I woke up one morning and it was like no video that would usually perform well with my audience was performing well. So I've done a lot of extensive research, obsessive research, may I say, about how to maneuver this new algorithm because it is quite different. So I spent a lot of time like last night and today kind of researching into that. And I have a suspicion, or I had a suspicion, I should say, that those more like short trending audio videos, like POV funny videos or like relatable content were kind of coming back into popularity again, because for a while it was like people wanted long form, and I do still feel like that's the case, like long form as in like 1 to 3 minutes on TikTok. But I also think there is a rise in popularity for that like short, quick, relatable, trending sound TikTok type of thing, which for a while was really phasing out. And so I had a suspicion and I tested it out today, and my video did perform better than the videos in the previous last few days. But the thing about TikTok too is like it's hard to know like, okay, did I make a good strategic choice, or did I just hit the luck of the app again today? And that's kind of what it is. Like TikTok's the only platform that's like this, but it feels like you know your audience, you feel like you know the algorithm, you feel like you know what content the app and your audience wants to see. And then as soon as you learn that overnight, it's like that no longer applies. And it's the most frustrating app ever. Like YouTube, so dependable. I know what you guys want to see. The data is consistent over time. Even Instagram too. I can predict how things are going to perform based off of previous videos and previous engagement and whatever. TikTok, forget about it. There is literally no telling. I'm not kidding. Like you literally will think you understand what the app is looking for or what your followers are looking for, and then suddenly it changes overnight. I looked and it shows you like how people are finding your videos, and usually the way it works is like the majority is For You page, then it's like following, and then it's search. I looked and right now it says people find my stuff through search first, then following, then For You. That's why it's so frustrating, because literally it's only TikTok. It is only TikTok. That was last night, and then a little bit of today, but I also took today to hang out with friends. I went to Sophie's pool with Michaela and Maddie because they're back in LA, so we all hung out there for a while. And then my drive home, Sophie actually came back with me because she was getting dinner over this way with her family. It took us, you guys, an hour and a half to get home, but I was glad she was in the car because that would have been miserable by myself. Another thing, Stevie gets spayed tomorrow, so mentally preparing for that. But the reason Natalie's here is because I'm gonna film a video where I'm doing her hair and makeup. I also want to talk to you guys about books because I started God of Malice this morning, and I'm literally my dogs are playing in the background. I am a chapter in and I'm already like, what have I got myself into? You guys, the very first page says this. It's like the third page. To the ones whose type is an unapologetic villain. And then it proceeds to throw you for a loop the first chapter. I'm worried. And I posted that I was reading this on my Instagram story, and so many people replied and were like, girl, this is a bold choice. So worried. Update, I'm only like 50 pages in, and the amount of stuff that has happened in this book is enough to actually give me whiplash. This book is absolutely insane. I'll have to keep you guys updated. Also, Stevie's spay went well. This was her before the appointment, happy as a clam, and this was her after the appointment. She was so sad. She says to take it easy for the next 2 weeks, but the surgery went well and she is back home recovering. And as for me, I will see you guys again next Sunday for our weekly video. Bye.